Happy Sunday, as I've got good news for you as someone added XRP to their strategic reserves. Yeah, you heard me correctly. BTC institutional buyers, major inflows. We've also got ETF approval. We'll talk XRP price at the end along.
I say lots of naughty things, so here's your warning.
Yes, you heard me correctly. Someone used XRP as a strategic reserve asset for their company. I've got the deets, and China might be pumping up the crypto market. China. But before we get into the crypto news, your comments come first because yes, you, the viewer, matter most. Minute Dog hanging out in the upstate says, I can't believe nothing Charles says about ADA. He should have had someone from Ripple to announce that. Yeah, I haven't heard any announcements from Ripple. Good point regarding the Cardano-Ripple partnership. What else do I got for you? Crestorian says, Klaus token is the native token of the Choo Choo Bitches network. Love it. Designed to bring the good, the bad, and the ugly. Ooh, someone's onto something. Manny Gamine says, yeah, blue looks pretty dope. Talking about the background lights on the screen. Want to do something similar to my TV room. The best is, though, when you switch the lights to red doesn't look good on the camera, right? But it is so easy on your eyes, especially at nighttime when it comes to light sensitivity. You know, if you're doing those tasty rips. Happy Sunday. Bitcoin sitting at 94,105, ETH at 1798, XRP at 223. We're going to talk price at the end. Squeeze holding those gains at 363, while XLM's at 28.6. BNB rounds it out at 600, while China's saying, oh, we might stop buying as much U.S. treasuries and shift to buying some gold and BTC. Jacob said geopolitical tensions and growing global uncertainty are accelerating the diversification strategies among central banks. Basically what he's saying is this. All the trade problems we're having with the United States, talking about China, why would China support the United States by buying more U.S. treasuries? Instead, he's saying, yo, they're going to buy gold and BTC. That wouldn't be such a big problem, wouldn't it? If China threw more money into the crypto market? Love it. What else do I got for you? I got this for you. Equities are going to tank again? Come on, girlfriend. Global Strategist says this. You're going to see the equities that rallied going to tank again in a big way. Second, you're going to have a situation where the 10-year treasury yield rises. Basically what they're saying is that the Federal Reserve is in a little bit of a pickle and that they're not going to cut rates anytime soon. Well, here's the deal. In 10 days, the Fed has a meeting. Now, are they going to cut rates in this meeting? 90% chance that they're not. All right, just throwing it out there. What about the meeting in June? Well, you've got about a 63% chance that they're going to cut rates. Okay, that's pretty good. Now, I'm going to be doing a live stream, most likely, regarding this, so hang out with us for that meeting. Now, the big thing is this. Jerome Powell's looking at this going, yo, cutting rates, it's a little early because we still don't know what's going on with the tariff thing. Drink. But at the same time, what if we got stagflation? Looking ahead, he warned of a potential shift from simple economic slowdown to stagflation. In such an environment, both equities and bonds could suffer, leaving investors to safe havens. That's why gold isn't dead. Gold is like the ultimate safe haven asset. Let's keep learning, everyone. Happy motherfucking Sunday. Stripe CEO confirms the payment company is developing a new stablecoin. Everyone's doing a new stablecoin. Hell, if I were to do a crypto, it wouldn't be a meme coin. I'd probably launch a stablecoin called the Choo Choo S. Choo Choo stablecoin. Stripe CEO Patrick Collison has announced that the payments company, and by the way, XRP Strategic Reserve Asset. Yes, it's real. Stripe, Patrick's Collision announced that guess what? They're going to be doing their own stablecoin. This announcement comes after Stripe's acquisition of Bridge. Pretty cool. Basically, look, what they want to do is they want to work on stuff with the US, the EU, and the UK in a dollar-denominated transaction. I'm just highlighting this because right now this is where all the regs, the emphasis on the regs are. With MICA, you're seeing the regs there. You're also seeing it here with the United States. Now let's talk about big money inflows. $3 billion in big money inflows. Bitcoin ETF saw $3 billion in weekly inflows as U.S. investors pivot to BTC. This performance marks one of the strongest weeks for BTC ETFs in 2025, driven by the recovering price of BTC, renewed interest, and volume, bitches. According to Value, the 11 spot BTC ETFs recorded a combined inflow of approximately $3.06 billion. Love it. This wave of investment ranks as the second largest net inflow on record for the BTC ETFs, highlighting an increased demand for crypto-focused financial products. The largest inflows were seen on April 22nd and 23rd. What? No inflows on 420? Y'all were too crazy doing little tasty bong rips? No, that's because it was Easter. I know, I tried to throw a little funny joke in there. Daily figures reached 936 and 916 million, respectively. These are the biggest inflow numbers we have seen since Trump took the office. Let's look at these inflow numbers and let's talk XRP specific news. You ready? Do it, girlfriend. Oh, shit, look at these big bars. Yeah, I like this. By the way, this is a 30-day, so you can see majority of the month was minimal outflows. Little, pequeño or pequeña. I don't know if outflows are male or female, so it's pequeño or pequeña. I'm not really too sure. And all of a sudden, we start getting the inflows. Now, go to the 1 year. Now, look what happened, okay? Majority of the year inflows, mega outflows right here at the end of February. Then the market pivots again. Why? Because we think we're going to be reaching a deal here soon with China, and the United States. Estados Unidos, my friends. Market cap jumping up. But let's talk more about Ripple. Ripple's XRP gets a major boost as a NASDAQ firm reveals treasury holdings. Golf clap. Golf clap. And I remember, I bring you the news, good, bad, happy, or sad. And on this Sunday morning, I'm not bringing you cartoons, I'm bringing you the juice. Ripple's XRP received a significant boost after the NASDAQ-listed digital commodity capital announced an addition of XRP to its corporate treasury. Wait. What did you say, Klaus? Yes, the addition of XRP to its corporate treasury. Based on current prices, the firm confirmed the holding of 103,000 XRP. I know it's small, but damn it, it's a start. Just the tip. Basically, they bought around $250,000 worth of XRP. According to the disclosure, Digital Commodities Capital's decision signals a rising confidence in XRP. I think that's cool because you know what? All it takes is one player to have success. Because what happens if 2 or 3 months down the road the price of XRP goes up and now this player's XRP holdings are worth even more? Oh, then what? Then other players are going to be like, oh shit, I should have gotten into that, right? Yeah, how freaking cool is that? We also got the SEC approving an XRP ETF Pro Shares. I've got that linked right here. Here's the Pro Shares Trust. Little bit of ETF action. Seriously, super boring to read. It's just all like the specifics. Either way, the thing that I'm really excited about is yes, I am sharing with you that albeit small, mighty trees grow from small acorns. Albeit small, a company did add XRP to its strategic reserve assets. And I told you, as this happens, I would share it with you. Now, XRP price, whoa. Right before I went live, there was what? A little pumper brony, lowercase p. Don't you dare call it an uppercase p, you bad crypto Twitter people out there. This is not uppercase p, this is lowercase p zone. Let's go into the candlesticks because I got to be honest with you. The volume this weekend, very healthy. 2.78 billion. This is good weekend volume. This is really good weekend volume. Overall, though, take a look at those candlesticks. We're going to go to the 15-minute and see what homegirl looks like. Here we go. Okay. This is what I like seeing up on the screen. A big mega candlestick right here. Now, again, we didn't get to breach the 230 mark. The high on this candlestick leading up to this was 227. So we went from 218 on the low, specifically 217.85, up to that 227. So we went up 10 cents in 30 minutes. That's really good for just some Sunday poop news, right? I mean, think about it. Most of the financial world is freaking sleeping on the weekend. They kind of wake up on Monday and start doing their action. So for us to get a move like this on Sunday is freaking awesome. Now zoom out, and what you're going to notice is this. Little bit of trouble with the 230 zone. See, the market's not ready yet. The market's telling us right now, look, girlfriend, you want XRP to get to $2.30 and hold it? Nope, we couldn't on the 23rd of April. And we zoom back a little bit, and you're like, nope, you couldn't on the 13th April. We need to get the tariff shit done. Soon as stuff like that happens, you know I'll be sharing it with you. And I'm telling you, if we get good news with the tariffs, the market's going to rally. We get good news with the tariffs, you're going to see more players adding to strategic reserves. But right now, I'll take this. I don't care if it's a lowercase p, uppercase p. If we get some candlesticks like this up on the screen, please tell me that this move is going to stay. I'm a happy guy because the volume's decent this weekend. Someone added XRP to the strategic reserves, and we got some ETF approvals, girlfriend. Oh yeah, and big money inflow. And I know what some of you are thinking, bro, this is nothing. $250,000 XRP strategic reserve purpose. Yeah, I get it. But that's how you start. Metaplanet didn't start with big purchases. A bunch of the other ones I shared with you didn't start with big purchases. But seriously, that is how it starts. And this one over here starts building some confidence. And then their friends are like, yo, how does that whole strategic reserve thing work? And they're like, well, you buy a little bit, and then the price goes up. And then when the price goes up, then you make more money. And then they're like, oh, so that's how that works. And like, yeah, I want to get into it. And then they're like, oh, you know, it's only a couple bucks right now. Look, it's small. I understand. But it's a freaking start, everyone. And I'm excited that I finally get to share with you a story about XRP as a strategic reserve asset and a company buying it rather than BTC being used as a strategic reserve asset. So let's celebrate these victories even though they're minor. Because you know what? A whole bunch of minor victories add up to something major. It's true. 1% plus 1% plus 1% plus 1% plus 1% adds up to 5%. Then you get your friends over here and they're 1%. Yeah, that adds up to a lot of percents, doesn't it? Now, in terms of institutional inflows, it's a good sign because it's telling us what, everyone? That maybe this tariff thing drink is going to be over soon. And when it is, I have a feeling that the market's really going to be moving. And then we just got to deal with Jerome Powell and the stablecoin regs. And then once the stablecoin regs are done, then we get to move on to traditional crypto regs. And then what, everyone? Well, then life is going to be so much better because we've digested most of the poop sandwiches that are on our plates. And then hopefully the rest of 2025 will be juicy. But stick around because, volatility is going to be what's served on this plate. You like what I did there? Actually, I'm kind of hungry this morning, so that's why I'm talking about food. So yeah, hit that subscribe button, notification bell so you don't miss out. Because yes, I'm excited to be sharing with you someone using XRP for a strategic reserve asset. So happy Sunday to y'all. As news breaks, I'll share it. Choo choo bitches. Garmin, where? Oh yeah, I'm charging it.